What were Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner trying to keep under the radar when they arrived at Brisbane Airport? The Australian actor and the supermodel appeared to be keeping things as low-key as possible, arriving in a noticeably discreet style after Jacob Elordi's 29th birthday celebrations. And while there was no dramatic public announcement, no red carpet entrance, and no obvious attempt to attract attention, their arrival was enough to send fans and entertainment watchers into a frenzy. Before we get into everything surrounding Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner's latest appearance, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment telling us what you think. Was this simply two celebrities trying to travel privately, or is there more to this low-key airport appearance than meets the eye? Jacob Elordi has become one of Hollywood's most recognizable young actors, rising from international attention to major movie star status through projects such as Euphoria, Saltburn, Priscilla, and other high-profile roles. Kendall Jenner, meanwhile, remains one of the biggest names in fashion and entertainment, with a global following that makes even an ordinary airport appearance capable of becoming headline news. So when the two were reportedly seen arriving at Brisbane Airport while keeping a low profile, the timing immediately caught attention. The first thing that stood out was just how different this arrival looked from the typical celebrity airport moment. There was no glamorous photo opportunity. No obvious posing for cameras. No attempt to turn the terminal into a runway. Instead, the overall impression was privacy. And that is exactly what made the moment so interesting. Jacob Elordi, who has spent years dealing with intense public attention, appeared to be taking a much more discreet approach to travel. Kendall Jenner, who has also experienced the relentless attention that comes with being one of the world's most photographed models, appeared similarly focused on keeping the journey as private as possible. For fans watching closely, the combination immediately raised questions. Why Brisbane? Why now? And why arrive in such an incognito manner? Those questions became even more intriguing because the airport appearance came after Jacob's 29th birthday celebrations. Birthdays are often a major moment for celebrities. They can involve private parties, luxury destinations, famous friends, and carefully planned getaways. But in this case, the attention shifted away from the celebration itself and toward what happened afterward. The arrival at Brisbane Airport became the new mystery. And there was another important detail. Neither Jacob Elordi nor Kendall Jenner needed to make a major public statement for the internet to react. In the world of celebrity culture, sometimes a few seconds of footage, a handful of photographs, or a quiet airport appearance can generate more speculation than an entire interview. That is exactly what happened here. The moment fans noticed Jacob and Kendall appearing to travel discreetly, social media conversations quickly began focusing on their body language, their clothing, their timing, and the circumstances surrounding the trip. But this is where it is important to separate what can actually be observed from what people may simply assume. An airport sighting does not automatically confirm a romantic development. It does not prove where two people have been. And it does not necessarily reveal what happened during a private birthday celebration. What it does show is that two highly recognizable public figures were apparently making an effort to keep their airport arrival relatively understated. And that alone was enough to capture attention. Jacob Elordi's growing global profile makes privacy increasingly difficult. Since his breakthrough, the actor has moved from television fame into major international productions, becoming one of the most talked about young actors of his generation. His role as Nate Jacobs on Euphoria turned him into a household name among younger audiences. Then came a series of increasingly ambitious projects that changed the way Hollywood viewed him. Saltburn generated enormous online discussion. Priscilla brought another side of his acting career into focus. And with every new project, his personal life became an even bigger subject of public curiosity. Kendall Jenner has experienced a different kind of fame, but the intensity is arguably just as powerful. As part of the Kardashian-Jenner family, Kendall grew up surrounded by cameras, media coverage, fashion events, and public scrutiny. Her modeling career then transformed her into an international fashion icon in her own right. From New York to Paris, Milan to Los Angeles, Kendall's movements have been followed by millions. That is why an airport arrival in Australia can suddenly become global entertainment news. There is something fascinating about seeing celebrities who normally appear in carefully controlled environments suddenly navigating a normal-looking travel situation. An airport is unpredictable. There are passengers everywhere. There are cameras. There are staff members. There are people who recognize famous faces immediately. And for celebrities, that can make anonymity almost impossible. So when Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner appeared to be going incognito, the contrast became part of the story. Imagine the scene. A busy airport terminal. Travelers moving in every direction. Announcements echoing through the building. Luggage rolling across the floor. And somewhere inside that crowd, two internationally famous personalities trying to blend into their surroundings. For a moment, they are not standing beneath Hollywood lights. They are simply passengers. But that attempt at normality can be incredibly difficult when millions of people know exactly what they look like. And that brings us to the question that has fueled so much online curiosity: what exactly was the occasion surrounding their time in Australia? The timing is particularly interesting because Jacob's birthday has naturally placed additional attention on his movements. A 29th birthday is a personal milestone, and for someone whose career has accelerated so quickly, it represents another chapter in an already remarkable rise. Fans naturally want to know how he celebrated. Who was there? Where did he go? And perhaps most importantly, who was by his side? But celebrity reporting requires caution. Unless the people involved personally confirm the details, assumptions about private celebrations remain just that, assumptions. That is why the airport appearance is fascinating precisely because it gives us something visible without giving us the entire story. We can see the arrival. We can observe the discreet approach. We can recognize the people involved. But we cannot automatically know what happened behind closed doors. And that gap between what is visible and what remains private is what keeps fans talking. Now, here's where the story gets even more interesting. Jacob Elordi and Kendall Jenner are both celebrities who understand the value of controlling their public image. Their careers depend heavily on visibility, yet both have reasons to protect certain parts of their lives from constant public attention. For Kendall, privacy has been a recurring theme despite living inside one of the most famous families in the world. For Jacob, the sudden explosion of attention surrounding his acting career has meant learning how to navigate fame at an extraordinary speed. The result is a strange contradiction. The more famous they become, the more valuable privacy becomes. But the more they try to stay private, the more attention a seemingly ordinary moment can generate. That is exactly what happened at Brisbane Airport. A low-key arrival becomes a headline. A discreet outfit becomes a talking point. A shared appearance becomes a social media debate. And a short airport moment suddenly becomes part of a much larger celebrity narrative. This is the power of modern celebrity culture. Sometimes the biggest stories are not created by what celebrities say. They are created by what they do not say. And Jacob and Kendall's airport appearance is a perfect example. There was no need for a dramatic announcement. No need for a formal statement. No need for a carefully produced interview. The mystery was created simply by the circumstances. But there is another layer to this. Australia itself has become an increasingly interesting destination for major international celebrities. From film productions to luxury holidays, the country regularly attracts some of the biggest names in entertainment. Brisbane, in particular, has become an important travel hub and a major gateway for Queensland. For celebrities, arriving through a major airport can be both practical and complicated. They can move quickly through private facilities, but they can also be recognized by airport staff, travelers, or photographers. That means arriving incognito